later on in the programme, I'll have with me the boys from Dandelion Adventure. That's Stan and Ajay, and I don't know whether Mark's come in as well. They'll be with us. Right, I got some young men with me now. Who, all of whom I've met before except for Geoff, but there's 3 of them. 2 out of 3 I've met before, and they form, I think, 3/4 of a band, or is it the whole of a band?
No,
called
3/4.
3/4 of a band called the Dandelion Adventure. Who we've got is Ajay, Geoff and Stan. How do you do?
How do you do?
All right.
Nice to be here.
Good enough. Now listen, this Dandelion Adventure, when you just see the name on the record, it sounds like another of these retro psychedelic bands, but this is not. This is not what Dandelion Adventure is about.
It certainly isn't.
It's a mix of a lot of ideas and a lot of happy hippie ideals, you know.
Man.
Oh,
What had that bit in?
I can tell this interview is going to be too much.
Serious stuff.
I thought you were going to ask us
Yeah.
how the name originated.
I'll tell you what, AJ, how did the name originate?
Well, you're not going to believe this.
Funny
but
you
this
should
is
ask that. Though.
True story.
This is completely true. Who's going to tell him?
Go on, Stan.
Dandelion Adventure is a legacy name. It's a legacy band. The last Dandelion Adventure heard of were a 1920s skiffle band based in Liverpool, and the name's been passed down from generation to generation. And now today we are the next in line Dandelion Adventure.
Now this is interesting, because what we're saying is this is like the first, what we might call, genetic band.
Something
Could
like
well
that, yeah.
be.
And if anybody out there who's listening has got any details of a previous Dandelion Adventure incarnation, would you mind getting in touch with On The Wire and letting us know about it, because we're trying to compile a scrapbook of all previous bands.
It's been rumoured that the Beatles flirted with the name for a while.
Really?
Late 1950s, but we're not too sure.
That's funny, because I saw quite recently, and I forget where I saw it, a book that's been produced in the Northwest of lots of these type of bands that ran in the 1920s, and they took the name from like American jazz things and stuff like that. Here's Fenny doing a bit of juggling in the background for some entertainment.
Fenny can juggle.
Oh, you just missed your head there.
Oh, these balls that are juggling just whizzed past my head, so perhaps he's not so good at juggling. At least he doesn't smoke while he's doing it.
Well, he is doing that, actually.
Yeah, well.
He used to juggle because he didn't smoke, and now he's doing both at the same time, which can be hazardous. So this is an appeal going out over the airwaves in the Northwest. If any, we want to trace the genealogy of Dandelion Adventure.
Also, while we're at it, we've heard the story how the name originated, and we'd like it authenticating if anyone's got any ideas. Somebody was at an airport or some port, probably a seaport, because there was an airport in the 1920s.
And
in the 1920s, it must have been a very early airport, perhaps a spaceport, and he had a suitcase with him, put his suitcase down, and when he came to collect it, he picked up a suitcase which he thought was his and was totally identical, and when he got it home and opened it, it was full of thousands of dandelions.
Really?
And that's a true story.
That's another true story. We're full of them.
Stan's just told us.
That is like a psychedelic story, that, though, in many ways,
In the
isn't
20s.
it?
Indeed.
In the 20s. It's amazing, isn't it, how the paths of history cross each other so much, and we have so much kind of coincidental stuff. I've listened to the tape, and what I like is it's well grungy, isn't it? I mean, it's none of this kind
That's
of clean...
one term for it. I've heard quite a few.
We actually wanted Sid Lawrence to come in and orchestrate it, but
he had other commitments.
So we think it's really tuneful.
Yeah, well, grungy and tuneful, because I mean, I got a liking for these like garage bands in America in the 50s and 60s, and they get like grungy guitar on there, and that's what that Dandelion Adventure does, isn't it?
Well, we're trying to teach Mark to sing American, but he's got too much of a Preston accent. He's from Much Hool.
Yeah, this is Fat Mark, isn't it?
The legendary
Junior
Marcus
Streetback.
Dandelion.
Right, and I think Fat Mark is legendary because he used to be like the #1 Membranes fan in the universe, didn't he? #1 Membranes. You knew what I'm talking about, Stan. he used to travel, vast distances, well, at least like 20 miles or so to watch the Membranes and people like that.
If you got the bus fare.
So what have you been doing with yourself, Stan? Because it was ages since I've seen you.
It's a long time. Last time I came in, it was the other building. I was really surprised when I got into Blackburn today and started turning off to go to the radio station. They said, "Oh, you're going to the wrong one." I said, "What?" I was completely lost. Since then, I've been doing various fanzines, publications. I've just given some to Fenny, actually. He's going to review them perhaps for next week, if I smile night. He's nodding over there, yeah. He'll put them on the air next week, so you can all send your money to me at the address that Fenny will give you. I've been carrying on with a solo project of mine called Howlin' the Typewriter, which involves me going on stage and usually making a lot of noise, but sometimes it's quite tuneful, using drum machine, bass machine, guitar, vocals and backing tapes. and I do other things as well. I'm part of a drama team based in Blackpool called Spit and Polish.
It's a wonder we haven't seen him on New Faces yet.
Well, sleep. I sleep a lot, yeah, like a little hamster.
Right. Well,
you not see my whiskers?
We'll check out AJ and Geoff's personal history when we hear a track from Dandelion.
This one's called Speed Trials.
Okay, here we go. There you go, that says Speed Trials, Dandelion Adventure. This band could only come from the northwest, couldn't it, really?
Yeah, this is it. Incidentally, that goes to the Lancashire Dandelion people. They know who they are.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully see you all
Bus
at a
loads of
gig
them.
soon.
I hope they're not living in tents on the moors or in woods somewhere.
Well, we've seen one or two living in tents. There's actually a huge
Wearing
caravan.
That's it. They travel around in this
There's a
big...
huge caravan convoy just appeared at Blackpool now. The councils are all up in arms about it because they've taken over some wage ground for the Christmas period. A lot of those are Dandelion Adventure fans.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
AJ,
Find them a home. For the
AJ and Geoff, how did you come to be involved with Stan the Man here?
4 years ago, Fat Mark staggered up to me at a club in Preston, 2 pints in his hands, and slobbered out that he wanted a drummer for a band that he'd got going. So we played at Blackpool for an hour and a half without ever rehearsing or anything before we got booed off the stage. And then a while back we entered a competition by sending in a tape of another band.
Well,
You're not supposed to say that.
Sorry. And so we started practicing.
hold on, this is the entrepreneurial spirit
Well,
being
this is
displayed
it.
That's
here,
it, yeah,
isn't it?
that's
Oh, yeah.
made this country grow.
We won as well. We got into the final.
Well, it sounded like you did okay playing an hour and a half before you got booed off. At least you got that far.
They started booing after a quarter of an hour, but we only listened after an hour and a half.
But you were whacked up so much you couldn't actually hear it. Yeah.
Something like that.
And AJ, when did your involvement come with the Dandelion Adventure?
Well, I'd known...
Just this last week, like we actually come to rehearsal 2 weeks ago, and he went to Sheffield instead.
Sorry, kids.
So,
without
like in the
telling
past fortnight, he decided he'd come back
that
and
was
join the band.
beyond my control, but I'd known Marcus and Stanley from a long way back, travelling around with those wacky membranos, and recently they were without a bass player, and I stepped in over the summer it was, and we started working extra hard as soon as I came in, and the songs have improved absolutely no end.
We're not telling you what he stepped in, mind you.
Dear. Opportunity knocks a lot.
Mark would have been here today actually for the interview, but
Revelations.
yeah, he don't come out of the house now since the revelations in the news of the world this morning, connecting him with Tom O'Connor and a donkey called
Daisy.
Daisy, was it?
Daisy.
Yeah. So he's at home in hiding at the moment.
His mum won't let him out.
Well, if it's not in the Sunday Sport, you can't really believe it, can you? So
Well,
I mean,
no.
we'll wait till it appears in the Sunday Sport.
They're doing a follow-up next week, so.
So we've got these we've got these things on tape at the moment. Are you going to stretch to vinyl then at all?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're negotiating with a few people at the moment to get a record out.
Are we? Oh, sorry. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, folks.
Quite a few.
Definitely.
This band goes forward in comradeship
Oh yes, yes.
and friendliness. Are you playing any gigs then in the next few weeks anywhere at all? Has
We've
anybody
just
letting you
finished-
on again?
We've just finished a mammoth
Quite
tour.
a few dates.
Preston.
Mammoth tour. Quite a few dates, and we're in the middle of writing some new material and going to give it a rest over Christmas and then hit back in the new year.
This lad sounds too professional. You're going to have to get rid of him.
Sorry about
Yeah.
this.
You know,
No,
I mean,
well, look at that hat. You can't have anyone with a hat like that in a
He's
band,
not going
can
to
you?
last, is he? This guy.
No.
This guy.
Somebody's
AJ.
got to be a bit eloquent.
Have you seen how bald he is?
Sorry. All done in aid of charity, of
I mean,
course.
this sounded like, you're cooling out. Then you were going off to Nassau to do your new project. This
Yeah,
age. It's-
yeah. Well, we thought we'd go and do some recording there to get some of the booster rockets from the next space shuttle as an intro to one of the songs.
So this stuff we've got now is that going to go? Is that going to go on the first record, hopefully, or what?
Speed trials,
It's
maybe.
possible, yeah.
Maybe.
We may get around to re-recording bits of it though.
But with this new stuff that's coming, which sounds even better.
Yeah, we've got lots of new songs now.
I mean, if you were going to go and do a tour, right, who would you prefer to tour with? Which band would you like to tour with?
We've done quite a lot of gigs recently with a lot of really good bands. We've played with
Flaps.
Shrug, The Flaps.
Sperm whales.
Sperm Whales.
Um,
There's a lot of bands of our ilk who would probably fit in with quite well.
Yeah, I was thinking more of if you had to fit in with a band not of your ilk, but you could do a tour with them,
The Sid Lawrence Orchestra.
Yeah, that'd be good and quite well. It'd have to be Frankie Vaughan doing the vocals.
It'd have to be, wouldn't it? It'd have
yeah,
to be.
you could do a couple, yeah.
Well, I mean, after the Beatniks touring with Billy Bragg and Michelle Shocked, I reckon anything's possible, really.
Yeah. Yeah. We've actually written to the North Pole this year to get Santa to come and do a Christmas gig with us.
If you've written to Santa, you will get a reply, Stan.
Right.
Don't know where, because everybody who writes to Santa does get a
Oh,
reply.
of course. What do you think he spends the other 364 days a year doing?
I mean, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to write off, because I think somebody like Chris de Burgh with Dandelion Adventure might be the ticket.
Get the billing right, Dandelion Adventure and then Christaberg.
Yeah,
featuring Christopher.
He could support us all. He could come on and do a couple of songs, I suppose.
Warm-up act.
Okay, let's hear one more track then. Can you tell us about this? What's this one we're going to
This
play?
is our Oi number. Get all the kids to come out and shake their fists. And
This one's called Chicken Feet.
The eloquent one.
It's
Okay.
really good.
Okay, Jay.
bit of Jimmy Percy backing vocals on this kid. So
Oi,
watch
oi, oi.
out.
So
Oi,
this
oi,
is
oi.
we usually like to play sing-along songs at the beginning of the programme, but we'll squeeze this one in. Thanks a lot,
Right.
Stan, Geoff and
Okay,
Ajay.
the chorus goes
Pleasure.
chicken feed, chicken feed.
Everybody joining in.
Here we go now. of a Dandelion Adventure in your town soon. Watch out, lock your daughters away.